Welcome to the Clique podcast. I'm Dani Watson, a mindset and manifestation expert and founder of the Clique, a company that helps women overcome their fears and limiting beliefs to create a life and business that they love. Within this podcast, I will help you get clear on what you want, identify the blocks that are holding you back, transform your mindset and raise your vibration so that you can co-create magic with the universe. If you are looking to design a life that truly sets your soul on fire and manifest more success and abundance, then you are in the right place. Hello ladies, and welcome to a brand new week and a little bit of a hello and welcome back from myself. You may have noticed over the past however many weeks, we have been releasing prior recorded content to the podcast because I was taking a little bit of time out to have my daughter. So my daughter was born on the 7th of August, Serena Talia Geddes. She made a very, very speedy entrance into the world. It was pretty much 2 hours from me arriving at the hospital. She was in fact born. So I started having contractions at home, made a quick dash to the hospital, which is about 20 minutes away from where I live. And I got to the hospital and it was pretty much ready for me to start pushing. So it was a very, very quick labour, which I'm very, very thankful for. There was absolutely no pain relief, which I didn't anticipate because I got to the hospital and there was not enough time to have any sort of pain relief. So it was the only pregnancy or labour, should I say, that I've had where I've had zero kind of pain relief or no epidural or no, not even gas and air. But actually what was really interesting, I'm not going to lie, it was very painful, but a lot of the prep that I did beforehand with the hypnobirthing and the power of your mind and your thoughts to create your reality was just so amazing. And so in that moment, just being able to really kind of focus on the outcome that I wanted, to really just completely surrender to the process and really kind of connect with my breath was just incredibly powerful. And I actually went in to the birth with a doula, which I've never done previously. A part of that was because I've had my baby out here in Spain and I knew there may be a little bit of a language barrier. So I thought it would be really helpful to go in with somebody who knew the system here and knew the language. But I think also just having that doula present as well and her really kind of encouraging me to sort of focus on my breath and where to put my energy, I think just really, really helped me in the moment. But anyway, I don't want this podcast to turn into a birth story because I do have other things that I want to chat to you about. And this is something that I received a message about recently. So I thought it would be a good topic to touch upon. And that is activities or things that you can do to get yourself into the receptive mode. Okay, getting yourself into the mode for receiving all of the abundance and all of your desires that you want. Okay, so we must remember that to receive something into our lives, we have to be a reflection of what we want to receive vibrationally. Okay, so energetically, there has to be that match. So if you want to receive abundance into your life, you have to be radiating the frequency of abundance. So I want to touch upon some of the things that we can do to really get ourselves into this receptive mode. Now, probably something that you've all heard time and time again, but I'm going to mention it because it is so important, and that is getting into the habit of practicing gratitude on a daily basis, okay? In order to receive, you have to be grateful for what you already have. You cannot manifest more from a place of not enough. And maybe you're bored of hearing this, but I feel like it's such a simple thing that often gets overlooked. Sometimes because things are so simple, we often underestimate the power that they have. And gratitude is one of those things. When you take time every single day to practice thankfulness for the things that you are already blessed with in your life, you become a magnet for more of the good stuff. Okay, when you start looking at your life from a place of, I don't have this yet, or I wish I had that, or it's not fair that this is happening to me, or, really kind of looking at your life from that place of lack, you're just going to receive more lack. When we're talking about getting into the receptive mode, we obviously are talking about that of, receiving more abundance, receiving more of the good stuff, not receiving more of what we don't want. Okay, so this happens when our energy reflects that we are already abundant, and we can do this by tapping into gratitude. So thanking the universe, thanking, life for blessing you with all of these wonderful things. Take a few minutes each day just to recognize where in your life you are already blessed. But also think about, how can I practice gratitude for the things that I want yet don't yet have? And this might sound strange, how can I be thankful for something if it's not even in my life yet? But what we're doing here is we're almost tricking ourselves into saying, this thing is already mine. It's already a done deal. If I can be so sure that what I want is already mine, I would practice gratitude for it as if it was already physically within my world right now. That's what we're saying. It's called preemptive gratitude. It's thanking the universe for the things that you know and trust are 100% going to come into your existence. So, for example, the house that I'm in right now, the house that I purchased at the beginning of this year, we moved into. This house was something I have been grateful for since I began to start manifesting it. I started to say how grateful I was to live in this beautiful home, in a beautiful location where I could see the sea, where it sunshines pretty much every day. I was grateful for that even before it became mine. And by doing that, I was saying, look, I 100% trust that there is no choice but for this house to find its way into my life. And I'm so grateful that I know that this is going to unfold for me. Okay, so how can you show that gratitude for the things that you want as well? And as you practice that gratitude, imagining and believing and trusting that those things that you want are already yours. And how you do this, it might differ depending on what works for you. Visualization for me has always been the most powerful way for me to get into that frequency of this is already mine. Allow yourself to live inside your imagination. If your reality, your physical world, isn't showing you the things that you want, go somewhere else that's going to show you those things. So if you've got a very vivid imagination, maybe for you it's quite easy to, lie on your bed, close your eyes, and visualize all of the things that you want to see. And as you do that, throw out that gratitude for those things. I'm so grateful and blessed that this is already mine. I'm so grateful that I have this. I'm so grateful for all of the abundance that has made its way to me. Maybe if you struggle to kind of internally visualize, maybe you need a physical depiction of your desires. So it might be looking at a vision board. It might be, looking at pictures and images. Maybe you have to actually go and, see in real life your desires. So maybe it's test driving the dream car, or going to physically look at the houses that you want to buy. Okay, so how can you start to bring your desires into your world right now and practice gratitude for them as if this is just your new normal? This is your daily life. This is already, the life of your dreams that you're living right now. Okay, so gratitude. It has to be a daily process. Now, something that I get asked about this is, well, how can I practice gratitude? Or let's say, for example, get myself into the energy of wealth if I've never really had that before, if I don't know what that feels like. And we have to remember that abundance is a frequency in itself. So when we're talking about calling more abundance into our lives, it might be that we want to call more financial abundance in. Maybe we've never experienced what that's felt like before, but perhaps we felt abundance in another area of our lives. So maybe you've got an abundance of friends. Maybe you've got an abundance of free time for your hobbies. Maybe you've got an abundance of something else, whatever that is. Maybe it's an abundance of love from your pet dog or whatever. Where in your life have you experienced that feeling of fullness, of abundance, of having so much of something and feeling really happy about that? Tap into that energy of abundance. Because even if you've not had financial abundance, if you can tap into the energy of abundance in another way, you're going to get into that frequency of abundance across all areas of your life, okay? So let's say when we're thinking about practicing gratitude, okay, maybe you struggle to think about, okay, well, I'm really grateful for this financial wealth in my life, but maybe that's difficult for you, but maybe you can feel grateful for the abundance of love that you've got into your life, okay? The important thing is you're allowing yourself to tap into that frequency of abundance, express gratitude for that. Now, when we're talking about getting into receptive mode, we want to actually think about the journey rather than the outcome. Because often when we think about receiving, we're focused very much upon the end product, okay? The end goal. What is it that I would like to receive into my life? The money, the relationship, the house, the success, the career. And we forget that in order to get there, we have to look at who we are being right now, okay? In order to have a certain thing, we have to be a certain person right now. We have to really embrace the journey that we're on and embrace it in a way that makes us feel good, okay? So rather than focusing on the having, how can you switch your attention to the being and allow yourself to be the happiest, most abundant, most fulfilled version of you right now, okay? So rather than saying, well, I'll be happy when I've received this, how can you start being happy now? Okay? That journey of getting to where you want to be is far more important than the thing that you want to have at the end of that journey. Okay? Because that thing you want to have, the thing you want to receive, is not going to be possible unless you've gone through that journey, tapping into your most high vibe self. Okay? And really, this is what the receptive mode is all about. In order to have the receiving bit at the end, you have to have spent the journey in that receptive mode. Okay? And that for me is really all about feeling good. Let's just kind of cut it down and make it the most simplest, thing that we can think of. It's really about what can I do today to feel my best self? Because ultimately, why we want to have anything in life, why we want to receive anything, is ultimately to feel good. That's why we want the relationship or the house or the travel or the car or whatever. We want those things because we believe that having them will make us feel good. But I've got a little newsflash for you. You can feel good right now. Feeling good is a choice, okay? And you don't have to wait to have all of those things in order to feel good. Being in receptive mode is about recognizing that you have the ability right now to feel good, to feel the same way you would feel as if you had all of those things you want to receive. You can feel abundant right now. You can feel loved right now. You can feel successful right now. You can feel all of those things if you allow yourself to do so. Okay? And this can be coming back to what I mentioned earlier. We can use things such as visualization to conjure up those feelings. Okay? We can do things for ourselves that will help us to feel a certain way. So, for example, acts of self-care, whether that's meditation, whether that's, going on a walk in nature, whether that's taking a trip to somewhere that you know is going to make you feel amazing, whether it's hanging out with certain people that bring out the best in you, whether it's investing in yourself. What are the things that you could do for yourself today that will allow you to feel good? Okay? Because often people get this all wrong, okay? They think about the thing that they want to receive and they think, well, I'm just going to soldier on and put my head down and, work as hard as I can and just get on with it for now. Because one day I'm going to have all of these amazing things and life will be perfect. And then I'll allow myself to be happy. And then I'll allow myself to feel good and do more of the things that make me feel good. And it does not work like that. Okay, the more you struggle, the more you do the things that zap your energy, the more you stress yourself out or allow yourself to sit in worry or stress or anxiety, the more you focus on doing the things that you don't want to do or hanging out with the people you don't want to hang out with. The more you do the things that drag your energy down, the further away you keep yourself from receiving your desires. Receptive mode is all about feeling good right now. Okay? So, let's move on to the next point, which is your ability to let go with ease. Okay? To receive more of what you want, you have to be willing to let go of the things that are holding you back or weighing you down. So these might be things such as people. Maybe you're attached to, certain experiences, such as, binge watching TV on Netflix or, binge eating foods that don't really serve you. Or, maybe you are gravitating back to people and spending time with people who actually just drag you down or don't bring out the best side of you. You have to be able to let go of those things with ease, knowing and trusting that what you want is going to come more freely to you when you've let go of the things that are weighing you down. Okay? Now, when it comes to this, allowing yourself to let go, and when we think about financial abundance, receiving financial abundance, something that I've found very apparent from my journey is that my ability to receive more when it comes to money has been reflected back to me in my ease and ability of being able to let go of money. So let's just think about when we hold on to things. What are we essentially saying there? When we hold on to a relationship, even though deep down we know it's not serving us. Or when we hold on to money, even though deep down we would perhaps really like to invest in ourselves or spend money on a certain thing, but, we're afraid. We hold on to that money. We think, I'm going to save it. I don't want to spend it now. What we're essentially saying is that we don't trust that there's something more coming for us. We don't trust in the universe's ability to deliver to us our desires. We've got to hold on to what we've got, because what if this is the best we're ever going to get? What if the money doesn't come back to us? Or what if we let go of this relationship and we never get anything better? Or what if we step away from this job and then, nothing works out for us and we're then left struggling financially? What if the letting go makes our life worse? What are we saying now? We're saying that this is the best we're ever going to have. Okay, we're looking at our lives from a place of lack. Okay, this is kind of scarcity mindset. I've got to hold on to what I have because I'm scared that there's not more available for me. Whereas if we look at our lives from this place of abundance, that we live in this infinite universe with infinite amounts of abundance and potential and opportunities and people available to us, we start to be able to let go more easily, because there's plenty more where that came from. We trust that we'll find a new relationship because there's plenty more people out there that are perhaps a better match to us. Or we trust that we can let go of this money. We can spend this money because there is so much more money available to us that it will find its way into our lives. Or we can let go and trust, that, let's say, stepping away from that job, we are able to do that with ease because we completely trust that success will find its way to us. Success is meant for us. Abundance is meant for us. So it's going to find its way back into our lives. Okay? We don't need those safety nets, the things that we cling on to as a safety net. What you're saying there is that I don't believe I'm able to receive anything more. Okay? And remember, what you receive is a reflection of the energy you are putting out there. So if your energy is, I don't believe deep down that I am able to receive more, or I doubt in my ability to receive more, that doubt is going to be reflected back to you in your reality. That struggle to receive anything more into your life. And I've seen this play out a lot of times within my own life where I've clung on to things, people, relationships, money. And then I've wondered, why am I struggling to receive anything more into my life? It's because I'm not willing to let the things go that aren't serving me. Okay? You've got to be able to make space for the universe to deliver your desires energetically. Okay? So when you let go of the things that you don't need, you create more space for the universe to send you more. Okay? It's kind of like, imagine if you take a really, really deep breath. Take as much air as you can into your lungs. It's a wonderful thing to be able to breathe air in. However, we need to have that constant flow of air coming in. But in order to do that, we have to be able to let the old air out. Okay? If you cling on to that air, there's no space for more. Your lungs are already filled. And that air that's in your lungs, it starts to lose its power, okay? That old stagnant air, we need to be able to let that go. That's not air that's going to serve us or benefit us anymore. We need new air coming into our lungs. But that can only happen if we let the old out. Okay, so you have to be willing to let go, to get yourself into the receptive mode. Now next, I would also ask yourself, what are you afraid of when it comes to receiving? Often we try and convince ourselves that I'm in receptive mode. I want to receive my desires. Yet there's something stopping us from fully owning that. There's something that's holding us back, that's perhaps causing us to self-sabotage from fully embracing our desires. And 9 times out of 10, that's going to be some sort of fear. So let's say, for example, I want to get into the receiving mode when it comes to being successful within my business. I want to receive maybe more clients, more success, more opportunities, more money. I really want all of these things to happen for me. How can I get myself into receptive mode? Maybe you're trying all of the things, yet nothing seems to be working. Ask yourself, what is the benefit of you staying where you are? What is the benefit of you playing small? What is the benefit of you not receiving all of your desires? Because if you are manifesting something, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, there is a part of you that perhaps actually wants to manifest that. And when we think about negative outcomes, such as, a lack of success or a lack of financial abundance, we think, well, why would anybody want to manifest that? But there's often a positive behind some sort of negative, okay? So for example, with the success, it might be, well, yeah, being successful would be really great, but that's going to come with a lot of responsibilities. Or maybe people will start to see me in a different way. Maybe friends and family will no longer like me because they'll see me as different from them. If I all of a sudden had lots of money, maybe people would assume that, I'm financially responsible for them. Maybe people would start to see me in a different way, a negative way, if I had lots of money. So think about your desires and goals and ask yourself really honestly, what am I afraid of here? If I had everything that I wanted, is there something negative that would perhaps show up in my life? It might be something you need to do during meditation to allow these sort of fears to come out. So, get yourself into a place where you're silent, where you can just completely switch off and bring that question to the forefront of your mind. If I was to have everything that I wanted, what is the negative of that? What do I fear when it comes to my desires? What am I afraid of when I think of making more money, for example? Start to ask yourself those questions and see what answers come up for you. Because whatever comes up for you, these are the things that you will need to work through in order to get to your receptive mode, in order to get into the receptive mode. Okay? Because you can't be in the frequency to receive if deep down you're actually afraid of receiving. Because you will continuously find ways to block yourself, to self-sabotage, to keep yourself playing small. Because even though on the surface, maybe you're saying, I want to receive this, deep down, there's something that's really holding you back. Now, on a final point, kind of reflects what I said earlier about your ability to receive from others and from the universe is a direct reflection of how you are allowing yourself to receive yourself. So in what ways are you giving to yourself? So if you want to receive things from others, you've got to be allowing yourself to receive from yourself. Okay, you've got to be giving to yourself in abundance if you want to receive from others in abundance. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is giving yourself time, giving yourself self-care, attention, love, praise. If you are wanting to receive wonderful things from other people and from the universe, you have to be willing to do those things for yourself first. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say you're wanting to receive an abundance of clients, okay? An abundance of people willing to invest in you, for your business perhaps. Let's say that's something that you would like to receive. Getting into the receiving mode means allowing yourself to invest in yourself, allowing yourself to experience, investing in yourself and having that amazing experience of somebody else supporting you. Okay? So the things that you attract into your life are a reflection of how you are treating yourself right now. Okay? So if you want to receive freely from others, you've got to start giving freely to yourself. All of the things that you want. Okay? Are you making yourself a priority? Are you making your own self-care a priority? And if not, how can you, change that? What is something that you can start factoring into your day to change all of that? Now, one very, very final point, actually, because I just thought of this, and I thought it was quite an important one, is just your ability to be completely unapologetic with what you are asking for. Okay, this is really about just owning all of your desires. Because for us to receive freely, to get ourselves into that receptive mode, we have to be able to say, this is what I want. I'm completely unapologetic about admitting this is what I want. There's no guilt or shame attached to my desires. This is who I am, and I'm prepared to be very open about the things that I want. The reason I say this is because often when we think about the things we want, getting ourselves into receptive mode for those things, we often think, perhaps I'm dreaming too big and I don't want to share this dream with somebody. Or maybe if I was to admit that this is what I really desired, some people would really judge me for it. And so we kind of have these desires, but we don't fully commit to them. Okay, we're kind of a bit sort of on the fence about them. We want them, but we're not prepared to fully embrace them because of our fear of judgment, perhaps. Okay, or maybe it's a fear of, this dream is a little bit too big. Maybe I should be a little bit more realistic. If you've got any glimmer of a dream or desire within your heart, that desire is meant for you. The universe doesn't plant desires and dreams into us for no reason. We have those inklings of desires because that is what we're meant to have. So we have to fully just embrace every single desire that we have and own it. Be unapologetic about the things that we want. Okay? Because we cannot receive those things unless we fully embrace them. Okay? Because if you're saying to yourself, I want this, but I kind of feel guilty about saying that I want it, or it feels a bit too much, or maybe I should, be okay with less. If we start to kind of apologize for our desires or our wants, then there's a part of us that are saying, I'd be okay if I didn't have this, because maybe it's a bit bad for me to have this anyway. Maybe it's a bit bad for me to want this. I feel guilty for wanting this. Okay, so receiving our desires, getting into the receptive mode, means fully embracing all of our desires, being unapologetic and, ready and freely to say to other people, yeah, this is what I want. I want to have the dream home. I want to own, the chalet in the Alps. I want to have the beautiful villa by the sea. I want to have the fancy car or the fancy travel. Whatever it is, you have to be prepared to fully claim all of those desires to get yourself into the receptive mode to receive them. And once you do that, you will free yourself, okay? Once you start feeling like you have to make excuses for your desires or apologize for your desires or keep yourself playing small or, dim your light a little bit rather than, really embracing exactly who you are and everything that you want, your life will feel freer, lighter when you start living for yourself rather than the opinions of others. Okay? So I hope this gave you a lot of food for thought, this episode. It feels really, really good to be back to recording for you guys. Serena and I have got ourselves into quite a good rhythm so far. She's only 2 weeks old, but so far she is sleeping pretty well. So I'm hoping that I'm still able to find the time to be able to keep recording these episodes for you. If there's ever a week when things just completely go out of the window with schedule and routine, which is inevitable when you've got a newborn on your hands, then we'll make sure that we will find some pre-recorded content that we can share with you guys. But yeah, for now, it is very, very good to be back recording these sessions. Come and say hello over on Instagram at Dani_Watson_coaching. Let me know if there's any topics that you want me to cover. And yeah, just let me know if you're enjoying the podcast, because I always love to receive your messages and connect with the listeners. So I will catch you on the next episode. Have a wonderful week, and I will speak with you very soon. Bye, ladies. If you're wanting to build your own successful online coaching business, make sure to check out Freedom, Abundance and Impact, our free 10-day business and mindset course for coaches and aspiring coaches. To access, simply head to wearetheclique.com and click free course in the menu.